new faces. Exciting time to get the season underway.
Yeah. Well, obviously, the start of pre-season, it's the AFLW season's been moved forward and then moved back a little bit. So our players are more than ready to go. They were probably ready about 4 weeks ago to get started, but we're excited to get underway tonight.
Do you have high expectations? I mean, your team's performed well.
Yeah.
So you
No,
expect they will?
absolutely. Yeah, I think this high expectations are a good thing. It doesn't always mean that you're going to have success, but I think you want to enter every season, with the aspiration to be right up amongst it. If you look at last year, I think 4 teams ended up on 7 wins, so it was incredibly tight at the top. So we know that it's certainly going to be a tight competition, but we want to be part of that pointy end.
And getting so close, no doubt that's going to drive the group as well, being within touching distance but not being able to grab the cup. Yeah,
no, well, not quite close enough. But yeah, it was clearly really disappointing to lose the grand final, and our group hadn't experienced that. They've been really fortunate to be in 3 grand finals, and unfortunately we now know what it feels like to lose one. And it wasn't pleasant, but having experienced that and also the other side of it, I think you're well aware that it's worth working for.
The rule changes. What do you think the impact of the stand rule, for instance?
Yeah. Well, obviously that's been in the AFL now for a year, and we've seen that it probably did open up the game, particularly in those early rounds of the season, a fair bit, and then teams maybe adjusted defensively and were able to cover off that space a little bit better. But I'd suggest that we'll open it up a little, and hopefully that leads to that free-flowing, higher-scoring game that everyone's chasing from a TV perspective anyway. But no, we want to be high-scoring. We want the game to flow. So I think that rule will perhaps aid that.
And if that does follow, does it change the way you coach the group, or what you do with the group, or your game plan as such?
Not dramatically. We're endeavouring to play that way offensively. Probably defence is the bit which you have to be mindful of, that your opponents have got that advantage as well. So, as I said, in the AFL, as the season wore on, teams adapted a little bit, and were aware that that short 45 was probably going to be a viable option pretty quickly. So you needed to shut that down.
The experience of Courtney Framey coming back into the coaching group, and such a positive figure around the group as well.
We're really excited about our whole coaching team. There's been a lot of fresh faces coming in, and they're really enthusiastic, excited to get going. So obviously Courtney, but then Emma Sampson and Leah Kasler coming on board as well. So we've got some new enthusiasm and some new ideas, and they'll all contribute strongly, I'm sure.
And what about the pay scale? I think this year top dollar's around 32K. Is that good enough, or do you think there's still plenty of room for improvement? Or?
Well, I'm not a player, so but I'm sure they would like more, and that's and in time I think hopefully we're producing a product that's going to draw fans through the gate, draw sponsors to the game, and then obviously get ratings on TV. When those things happen, then the money follows. So the AFL's been incredibly supportive through the foundation years, and the game itself has improved really quickly. So to the point where it is garnering a lot of interest. So that's the next step, is to keep growing that, and then to the commercial outcomes of that will be positive.
And on the first night, what do you want to walk away from here knowing or feeling? What do you after when it's
Well, I think we know there's still a long way to go. There's a lot of hard work ahead, but I think the main thing out of the first session is just to get the group back together and to see them enjoy each other's company. Obviously we'll work reasonably hard tonight, but there's probably harder work coming. Tonight's more of an introduction and an opportunity for us to get a bit of a feel for where everyone's at. So hopefully we'll see players that are in good condition, and I know they've been working really hard, so I'm pretty much across that anyway. But it's probably just the opportunity to come together for the first time and to introduce those new faces into the group and to see that enjoyment.